stop. Do not turn another page of this book until you watch this video. You probably think the engineers who wrote this manual want your car to last forever, right? You think that following the recommended maintenance schedule is the safest way to protect your investment? Think again. That blind trust is exactly why modern engines are failing at 60, 70, or 80,000 miles, conveniently right after your warranty expires. Let me ask you a question. Does your engine consume oil between changes? Do you hear a rattling noise on a cold start? Does it feel sluggish when you step on the gas? These aren't just old car problems. These are the symptoms of a slow death caused by the manufacturer's advice. Millions of drivers are unknowingly destroying their engines right now because they believe a lie printed in black and white in their glove box. Today, I am going to expose the 10,000-mile myth. I will show you the mechanical proof of how manufacturers are legally destroying your engine to make their cars look cheaper on paper. If you care about your wallet, you need to stop listening to the dealership right now. To understand why this happens, we have to stop looking at your car as a machine and start looking at it as a financial product. In the automotive industry, there's a metric called low cost of ownership. This is the most important number for the marketing department. When big fleet companies buy cars, they don't buy one, they buy 10,000, and they look at one number. How much does it cost to maintain this car for the first 3 years? If an engineer at Toyota or Ford says you need to change the oil every 3,000 miles, their car looks expensive on paper. It looks high maintenance. So the marketing executives step in. They overrule the engineers. They stretch the oil change interval to 10,000 miles or sometimes even 15,000 miles. Suddenly, the car looks cheap to own in the brochure. But here's the secret they don't tell you. The engine will survive the warranty period on this schedule. It will run for 60,000 miles, but inside it is slowly dying. They are trading the long-term life of your engine for a short-term marketing statistic. They don't care if it lasts 200,000 miles. They only care if it lasts until you trade it in for a new one. And it's not just when you change the oil. It is what oil they tell you to use. Have you noticed that modern cars use extremely thin oil, 0W20 or even 0W16 like water? The manual says this is for efficiency. Here's the truth. They use thin oil to satisfy government regulations, not to protect your bearings. Car manufacturers are under immense pressure from the EPA to increase fuel economy by fractions of a percent. Thinner oil has less drag, so it gets slightly better gas mileage. But there's a trade-off. Thin oil provides a much weaker film of protection under high heat and heavy load. When you're stuck in traffic on a hot day, that 0W20 oil is dangerously thin. It barely separates the metal parts of your engine. If you look at the manual for the exact same car sold in Australia or the Middle East where EPA rules don't apply, guess what? They recommend thicker oil, like 5W30 or 5W40 for the exact same engine. Why? Because thicker oil protects better. They sacrifice your engine's longevity just to get a 0.1% better MPG rating on the window sticker. Now, combine that thin, weak oil with the way modern engines burn fuel. Modern engines use gasoline direct injection, or GDI. Old engines sprayed fuel before the intake valve, which cleaned the valves. GDI sprays fuel directly into the combustion chamber at extreme pressures. This is great for power, but it creates massive amounts of microscopic carbon soot. This soot gets scraped down the cylinder walls and ends up in your oil pan. If you wait 10,000 miles, that soot turns the oil into an abrasive paste. And it gets scarier. This carbon buildup causes a phenomenon called LSPI, low-speed pre-ignition. It's basically a super knock that happens when you accelerate at low RPMs. Because the oil is dirty and the valves are coated in carbon, the fuel ignites too early. It explodes while the piston is still coming up. This can literally crack a piston in half. You're driving down the highway, you step on the gas to pass someone, and boom, your engine is destroyed. All because you trusted the extended maintenance interval. And if thin oil and direct injection weren't bad enough, modern cars have a feature that mechanics absolutely hate but manufacturers love because of EPA regulations: the auto start stop system. You know that feature where the engine turns off every time you stop at a red light to save a thimble of gas. Here's the problem. The most wear on an engine happens during startup. When an engine is running, the crankshaft floats on a thin film of pressurized oil. Metal never touches metal. But when the engine stops, the oil pump stops. The pressure drops to zero. The heavy crankshaft settles down onto the bearings. Metal touches metal. When you restart the engine, for a split second, there's friction before the oil pressure builds up again. In an old car, you started the engine maybe 4 times a day. With start-stop, you might start the engine 50 times on your way to work. That's 50 times the wear on your main bearings. And if your oil is dirty and abrasive because you waited 10,000 miles to change it, you're basically grinding your bearings with liquid sandpaper 50 times a morning. It's a recipe for disaster. Now, if you bought a new car, listen closely, because the manual lies to you about the very first oil change too. They'll tell you modern engines don't need a break-in period. Just drive it for 10,000 miles. Do not do this. When an engine is brand new, the piston rings are seating against the cylinder walls. The gears are meshing for the first time. This process creates microscopic metal shavings, glitter. It's normal, but you want to get that metal out of your engine as fast as possible. If you leave that factory oil in for 10,000 miles, you're circulating metal shavings through your brand new oil pump, your brand new bearings, and your brand new cam phasers. You're aging your engine 5 years in the first 5 months. The smart mechanic changes the factory oil at 1,000 miles. Get the metal out. But the manual won't tell you that because it admits that engines wear out. Here's the part that makes me angry. The manufacturers actually cover their backs legally. They know 10,000 miles is too long. If you open your manual right now and look for the fine print, you'll find 2 schedules, normal and severe. They want you to believe severe means driving a police car or towing a boat every day. But read the definition carefully. Severe is defined as stop-and-go city traffic, short trips where the engine doesn't reach full operating temperature, driving in hot weather, driving in freezing weather, or idling. Does that sound familiar? That's exactly how 99% of us drive every single day. Taking your kids to school? That's severe duty. Driving 5 miles to the grocery store? Severe duty. Sitting in rush hour traffic? Severe duty. Unless you only drive on the highway at 60 miles per hour for hours at a time, you're a severe driver. But the dealership service writer never asks you that. They just slap the 10,000 mile sticker on your windshield and send you on your way to engine failure. And finally, the biggest lie of all, lifetime transmission fluid. What is the lifetime of the car? To the manufacturer, the lifetime is the warranty period. Once the warranty is over, the car's life is over to them. If you never change your transmission fluid because the manual says it's sealed for life, your transmission will fail at 100,000 miles, guaranteed. Clutch material builds up, the fluid shears down, and it loses hydraulic pressure. There's no such thing as a fluid that lasts forever. It defies the laws of physics. If there's fluid inside a machine, it needs to be changed, period. So, how do you protect yourself? You have to be smarter than the marketing brochure. The solution is cheap and simple. Ignore the 10,000 mile rule. Tear that page out of your mind. Change your engine oil every 5,000 miles or every 6 months, whichever comes first. Use a high-quality, full synthetic oil and a premium filter. Change your lifetime transmission fluid every 50,000 miles. And if you have a new car, change that factory oil at 1,000 miles. Think about it logically. An oil change costs maybe $60 if you do it yourself or $80 at a shop. A new engine costs $6,000. It's the cheapest insurance you can buy. Don't let planned obsolescence kill your car. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you use the start-stop feature or do you turn it off? Have you noticed your car consuming oil? Let me know in the comments below. I read them all. And if you want to know which specific car brands have the worst engines right now, make sure to subscribe and watch this video next. Stay savvy and drive safe.